Alex Silva, 148 Purchase Street, regarding 158 Bedford Street, the Central Police Station.
Hello, members of the City Council. Alexander Silva, 148 Purchase Street, President of the Board of Directors of the Preservation Society of Fall River. For several years, the Preservation Society of Fall River has requested that should demolition of the historic former Central Police Station building at 158 Bedford Street become unavoidable, that the city should make every reasonable effort to salvage architecturally and historically significant elements for future preservation and reuse. With demolition now underway, we just heard actually from attorney Matt Thomas today that the city has requested the contractor save irreplaceable features such as the carved eagles, the stone emblems, and the distinctive Fall River granite pillar, so that they can be incorporated hopefully into a future memorial, building project, or historical display. However, the manner in which the demolition has proceeded should raise concern to the council. The city has chosen to bypass the city's own ordinance dictating the demolition of municipally owned historic structures that this very council approved. Rather than presenting evidence to the Historical Commission and requesting a waiver of the demolition delay, the city determined as early as February that the ordinance should not apply and bypassed a process that was specifically created to ensure transparency, public input, and careful consideration before the loss of significant historic resources. The justification for this expedited demolition also raises serious concerns. The building inspector asserted that the former police station is unsafe and presents an immediate danger to the public. However, when the city sought demolition proposals nearly 6 months ago, no emergency was identified and no documented inspection was presented to support the claim that the building required an immediate $1.4 million taxpayer-funded demolition in order to align with the city's street paving schedule. When members of the Historical Commission requested evidence supporting this determination, the building inspector acknowledged that no comprehensive inspection had been performed beyond looking through the building's doorway. Such a limited visual observation can hardly qualify as an evaluation. Earlier this week, the city announced that demolition would begin without presenting the public with a clear plan explaining how the work would be conducted or how environmental remediation and neighborhood impacts would be managed. The loss of historic public buildings is significant in its own, but the absence of transparency and the failure of the city to follow its own ordinance or provide documented evidence supporting the emergency determination is an entirely different issue. I respectfully urge the City Council to exercise its oversight responsibilities by requesting a full public accounting of the basis for the emergency demolition determination, ensuring that all feasible historic elements are salvaged before the demolition, and reviewing whether existing ordinances governing municipal historic buildings were actually properly followed. If shortcomings are identified, I encourage the council to consider measures that will prevent similar situations from occurring in the future, lest we lose something else needlessly. Thank you.
Thank you. That will conclude citizens' input.